Let's be honest. When I said I can't wait to grow up when I was 5 years old, I definitely wasn't talking about dealing with whatever version of adulting this is. Housing costs are unbelievable. Groceries feel like a luxury, and apparently, everyday necessities now qualify as an investment. So, let's talk about the best money moves for every stage of your life, your 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, without losing your mind or your paycheck. But first, I've got something you're gonna love. I'm putting together a free 5-day magnetic wealth activation course that's launching soon, and it's a huge value. If you want to be the first to know when it's ready, click the link below. It's completely free and it's designed to help you step into the next level of wealth before the end of this year. So go ahead and click the link below to grab your spot. All right, so let's talk about your 20s, the decade where your bank account is basically playing hide and seek. You finally start making money, and somehow it disappears faster than your paycheck clears. You're figuring out rent, groceries, taxes, all while trying to build a life that you actually enjoy. So if you've been feeling behind, trust me, you're not. This stage isn't about being perfect, it's about building the kind of stability that keeps you from falling into the same money traps over and over again. So let's talk about what you should focus on here. First of all, give your money a purpose. Think of this like organizing your closet, your toolbox, your garage, or whatever. Not glamorous, but it changes your life, trust me. Just set up 3 simple accounts, one for bills, one for spending, and one for emergencies. I know the traditional 3 to 6 months of expenses can feel impossible when you're in your 20s, but just get started. Even if it's $500, grow your account from there. When every dollar has a purpose, you stop that end of the month mystery of where'd all my money go? Spoiler alert, it probably went to the drive-through in Target, so let's fix that. Next, start working towards having strong credit. Here's the truth. Credit is not about being rich. It's about being consistent. Think of it like dating. If you show up on time, keep your promises, and don't ghost your payments, you'll end up truly in love with your credit score. Those 3 simple habits will do the heavy lifting for you. Your credit will build itself while you focus on making the kind of memories that'll make your grandchildren blush. The third thing is to start thinking about protection. This is the stuff nobody talks about until they wish they had. I'm talking about things like renter's insurance and disability insurance if your job offers it. If your upstairs neighbor's bathtub overflows or you get a broken leg, these things can really set you back at this stage if you don't have the right protection in place here. The next is picking a spot to put your money. Not every dollar belongs in the stock market. If you're saving for something big like a move, a car, or a life changing vacation, put it somewhere that'll grow without all the risk. I bonds, CDs, and T bills are great for this purpose. Which one you use will just depend on your time frame and your goals. And last, don't forget about free money. If your job offers a 401k match, please don't skip it. That's literally free money. This is a simple and easy way to get your retirement started and on track. The rest, you'll learn as you go. The goal of your 20s isn't to master money, it's to make it less chaotic so you don't have to keep worrying about getting by. And instead, you're building the foundation for the decade ahead. And here's a bonus tip. If you're finally feeling a little more financially stable, it doesn't hurt to dip your toes into investing. You don't have to know everything or take big risks. Even putting 50 to 100 bucks a month into something simple like target date funds or a broad index fund is a huge win. The earlier you start, the more time does the heavy lifting for you. But most importantly, don't stress about doing it all. Focus on doing something because financial freedom in your 20s isn't about having it all together. It's about finally getting traction in the right direction. Okay, now you survived your 20s. You've got some systems working, you've made a few money mistakes, and maybe a few really good decisions that you don't give yourself enough credit for. Welcome to your 30s, where you realize adulting isn't a phase, it's a full time lifestyle. And this decade is all about tightening the leaks and protecting what you've built. First of all, let's be honest, most of us come into our 30s dragging some kind of debt behind us. Maybe it's credit cards, car loans, student loans, or that one I'll pay it off soon store card where the balance never actually disappears. This is the decade to stop paying everyone else's interest and start keeping more of your own. And hey, if you haven't already, grab your spot in my free 5-day magnetic wealth activation. It's launching soon, and it's your chance to step into your next level of wealth before the end of this year. Okay, so here's the strategies you'll want to remember in your 30s. First, tackle the high interest stuff. Make sure you're always, at the very least, paying the minimum balance on your debt and then throwing every extra dollar you can at the highest interest rate first. Because the less interest you pay, the faster your money starts working for you instead of for your lender. Second, give your insurance a checkup. This is a decade where life starts expanding, and I'm not talking about your waistline here. Things like marriage, kids, houses, pets, maybe even starting a business. All these things begin to happen at this stage, and more moving parts means more risk. If you've built up a decent emergency fund by this time, you've got some leverage working in your favor. You can start shopping around for better insurance rates and increase your premiums to lower your deductibles. And if you own a home or have kids, be sure your assets are fully covered with the right insurance for whatever might happen. Your third strategy here is setting up peace of mind for your family. And I'm sorry, this part's not fun, but it's the most loving financial move you can make for your family. Set aside one afternoon and just get the paperwork together. You want to look at things like checking that you've defined beneficiaries on every account, adding a payable on death or a transfer on death to your banking and your brokerage accounts, and creating a simple will and naming a guardian if you have kids. Also, pricing out term life insurance, checking on your long term disability coverage through work. This kind of peace of mind ensures that if something unexpected happens, your family won't be scrambling to get things all together. And the last strategy is to dial in your investments. You've got more income now and hopefully a little more stability. This is the time to increase your retirement contributions every year or every time you get a raise. It's a painless way to grow your future wealth. And if you're finally ready to invest beyond your 401k or your IRA accounts, then simple index funds are your friend. There's no need to chase what's hot in the stock market. Your 30s are where small leaks become big losses if you ignore them. But they're also where one or two smart moves can change everything. Financial freedom in your 30s is not about being rich, it's about being resilient. Okay, welcome to your 40s, where you're juggling a lot: career, family, aging parents, maybe even teenagers who think gas is free and the fridge restocks itself. This is the decade where income probably looks better on paper, but somehow the budget just still doesn't feel right. Don't worry, you're not doing it wrong. Your 40s are about optimization, tightening what already works, cutting what doesn't, and making your money work smarter so you don't have to work harder. So let's talk about the strategies for your 40s. First of all, get real about your spending. If you've ever looked at your bank app and thought, where did it all go? Welcome to the club. The truth is, we often say our values are one thing: family, travel, experiences. But our spending tells a way different story. You'll be shocked at how much money sneaks into stuff that doesn't actually make you happy or aligns with what you really want out of life. The goal here isn't to cut out the things that make you happy. It's to make sure your spending matches those things. Next, let's talk about your uncle. I'm referring to Uncle Sam, and who even gave him that name? Anyway, you've probably been saving and investing for a while now, but your 40s are the perfect time to tweak the mix, especially between Roth and traditional contributions. This is the time to really make a decision about taxes on your retirement. You can either pay the taxes now and enjoy tax free growth later, or lower your taxes now and deal with them later. It's all going to depend on your income growth over the next few years. And if you're behind on your retirement savings, now is an excellent time to start planning for your 50s catch up contributions. Your third strategy is thinking about college costs. If you've got kids, you're probably starting to feel the college countdown clock ticking, and it's getting louder. But let me say this clearly: do not wreck your retirement to send your kids to school. Decide how much of college you'll cover. Set a percentage of what you contribute, or maybe just say it's books and a laptop, or whatever fits your reality. Then automate that amount, even if it's small, into a 529 plan or another account that fits your timeline, whether that's CDs or short term bonds or something else that works for you. And now the last strategy is about protecting your energy. By this stage, burnout is real, and financial burnout is just as dangerous as career burnout. You've spent years hustling. Now it's time to build systems that give you breathing room. Automate your bills if you haven't done so already. Schedule a monthly or bi monthly money date instead of stressing out all the time and constantly checking your banking accounts. Use tech to take the pressure off, but keep yourself in the driver's seat. Remember, wealth isn't just about having more money, it's about having more mental space. Your 40s are about getting intentional with your money and building wealth. Because in your 40s, financial freedom isn't hitting a magic number, it's about building a life that's finally feeling aligned, calm, and under control. That's what wealth actually looks like in real life. All right, welcome to your 50s and beyond. I've been waiting for you to get here. This is the stage where you've got history with your money. You've had wins and some losses, and maybe a few "what was I thinking" purchases. But you've also got wisdom. This decade isn't about hustling harder, it's about tightening the bolts on the freedom that you've been building all along. So let's talk about the strategies that you'll focus on in your 50s and beyond. First of all, supercharge the home stretch. The government finally gives you a break for once. It's called catch up contributions for things like your 401k, your IRA, and your HSA accounts. If you've got the extra income and you're behind in these accounts, start putting money here to give your retirement savings one last growth spurt. If you've still got debt or big goals that you want to accomplish, keep your focus balanced. Pay down the high interest stuff, but don't pause your retirement just to hit zero. You're too close to the finish line to stop the compounding now. The next strategy is all about simplifying and consolidating. If you've had a couple of jobs, which most of us have by this time, it's very possible you've collected more accounts than loyalty punch cards. Old 401ks, random IRAs, and other mystery statements that keep showing up in the mail. It's time to simplify. Roll old accounts into fewer places. Check your fees and make sure every single one has updated beneficiaries. Less paperwork, fewer passwords, fewer things to forget, because this is a decade where forgetting things is more common than weekend parties. Simplicity is the new wealth. The third strategy is to plan your income before you need it. Picture your 60-year-old self saying, "So, where's the paycheck coming from now?" You want that answer ready before you stop working. Create a simple roadmap. One income is guaranteed. What will you withdraw from savings and when? How will taxes impact those withdrawals? This is where things like Roth conversions withdrawal order, and Social Security timing come into play. You don't need to master every single thing and every rule right now. You just need a strategy here. And the earlier you plan it, the more control you keep. Think of it like switching from earning money to managing your money. Same game, new level. And the next strategy here is to protect your health and your people. Healthcare is one of the biggest variables at this stage, so plan ahead before the surprise bills do it for you. If you retire before 65, map out your health insurance bridge until Medicare kicks in. Once you're on Medicare, take time to actually compare the plans, not just grab the default. This is the time to update the human side of your finances as well. Review your will, your power of attorney, and your medical directives. Organize your family finance file, the if something happens to me binder. Have the uncomfortable but very freeing conversation about caregiving, legacy, and what really matters to you. You're not just protecting your money, you're protecting peace of mind for the people you love. And here's the last strategy: do a trial retirement run. Take your future life out for a test drive. Try living on your planned retirement budget for 30 to 60 days. See what it feels like. If you're going to be living on less, see what you'll miss and what you actually don't. This gives you time to adjust before the paycheck stops. And while you're at it, start scheduling time for more of what you want your next chapter to look like. Because retirement isn't just about not working, it's about having something to wake up for every day. Your 50s and beyond are about locking in everything you worked for. Financial freedom here goes beyond spreadsheets and moves into peace. Now that you know the best financial strategies for every stage of life, it's time to take it a step further. Watch this video next to learn the actual habits that create real wealth.